Welcome to the Joe Monroe Show. Now, here's your host, Joe Monroe.
Hello, pro wrestling fans and family. Welcome back to another episode of the Joe Monroe Show, where we are doing the Podcasters Appreciation Month. Now, I did say it was going to start at 8, but we ran into a little bit of technical difficulties, and I want to apologize for the hour delay. With that out of the way, and I, again, apologize for everyone that was waiting, let me go ahead and we'll shout out some sponsors here. First and foremost, I want to shout out Phenomenal Finds ATL. If you're looking for anything retro, check out phenomenalfindsatl.com, whether it be wrestling, Rugrats, or anything you can pretty much think of. They might have it, so go check them out at phenomenalfindsatl.com. Also want to thank our partners and sponsors, Triple Crown Wrestling and Ultimate Championship Wrestling, as they are bringing back professional wrestling as it should be to the state of Kentucky, as well as Les Murphy Painting. If you have any issues with any painting needs, please contact Les Murphy at 734-334-3702. Now, today is going to be another special episode because I'm not going to be the only Joe on here tonight. We're going to have my good friend who is technically third generation in the wrestling biz, and I'm happy to say that he's living up to his family name. Ladies and gentlemen, internationally known from Dudes at Ringside Podcast, please welcome Joe Panther the Third. Joe, how are you doing, buddy?
Hell, can I do my intro now? I felt it. I was like biting. I was like, I felt like Michael Scott going like this. Okay. Hello there, wrestling fans. This is the third show I did of the day. I recorded 3 shows. But hello there, wrestling fans. I am Joe Panther, the third of the internationally known Dudes at Ringside Podcast. Yes, Joe, I'm so glad to be on your show. I'm so excited.
Man, it's good to see you. I know we recorded a show for you, which will debut tomorrow on your YouTube page.
Yes.
YouTube channel, sorry.
Yeah. It's okay. It's okay. All good.
But actually, while I'm thinking about that, we'll go copy that link to your YouTube channel right here, right now in the comments. That way, people who want to go follow your channel, we'll go ahead and we'll put that in there. And while I am thinking about it, let's go ahead and boom, there's the wonderful banner that we need. All right. I think we got everything on the row.
Yeah, I'm almost at 1,000 subscribers. So if you guys could do that, help me out. I just had a wrestling show last night in Slatington, PA, and wow, I wish, as I said, I wish you could come by that show, Joe. It was like Danny Moe took on Sammy Chaos in like a Slatington street fight. And I've heard them using doors in wrestling shows now over tables. Poor Danny Moe got plowed through a table, like a door. Like, I was like, my dad's like, did they really just use a door? And I'm like, we were driving home and I said, Dad, it's cheaper to buy a door. It's cheaper to buy a door than a table.
It is. Goodness gracious, it is. But speaking of your dad, as I mentioned earlier, you are technically third generation when it comes to the wrestling business. So go ahead and give the fine listeners and followers and watchers that little backstory. I know we talked about it a little bit when I did your show, but go ahead and let's go ahead and tell
my
your
grandfather.
story.
Oh, sorry, Joe. My grandfather was Jose Quinones, the Panther, which wrestled under Vince McMahon's dad, Papa, the big boy on the should have a statue in Connecticut. I think he should have lightning. That's why the WWE headquarters got struck by lightning that time. Yeah, he wrestled under Vince's dad in the East Coast territories that everybody should know by now. He wrestled in the likes of like Classy Freddie Blassie, Kelly Kowalski, Haystacks Calhoun, which was my grandfather's like buddy. Like he traveled with him around the city when they would do the shows in Queens and in New York, all around. It's cool. Like the first time I knew that he was a wrestler, I think it was like a week after I went to the Garden. And my dad like sat me down and said, Randy, I don't really remember it vividly, Joe, but I remember my dad sat me down. He went, I want to show you a picture. And he showed me a picture of him with my grandmother, God rest her soul. And then he's changed the page and he said, oh, I want to let you know that your grandfather was a wrestler. And as like a 9-year-old, you're like, what? I mean, that stuff I just saw in the guard in Madison Square Garden? Yep, that's one of the places he used to wrestle too. And I'm like, what? Like, right, as a 9-year-old, how do you take that? Like, you're like, first off, wow. Second off, that's pretty deep. Like, how do you? I don't know. I just feel my grandmother said to me like a month or two before she passed. She thinks that I took his spirit came through me, and now it's just everything that he never got a chance to experience. I am doing with the business, except for I've never taken a bump in the ring. I have not been slammed or clotheslined or powerbombed or put anything in the ring. Kind of scared. Wrestlers have told me you should train. And I'm like, yeah, train for 5 seconds in the ring, and you guys are all going, "Who got a cell phone? Call 911. Joe's dead." Like, yeah. Or they take I go. Oh, I was supposed to move this way, and I move straight into the punch, and my glasses are just flying over my head. Like, Joe, those glasses. You weren't supposed to swing at me. You were supposed to tap your foot. Like, no. I've always wanted to do that, but then I think about it. Do I really want to wake up the next morning like someone like threw me through a buzzsaw? Like, hey, what's going on?
Yep, Jonathan Hemp says, "What's up, champ?" Hey,
Hey,
Jonathan, how you doing, buddy?
yeah.
So, yeah, I think that's really, really cool that you do come from a wrestling background, and you do your show, Pro Wrestling Podcast. So speaking of that, was that kind of the essence of you starting your show in a way, or was it
Yeah.
just the love of pro wrestling, or both?
Sorry, Joe. Keep going.
Oh, you're good, brother. You're good. You're good.
I want to finish. I'm that guy. Like, I may talk a lot, but like, I always hate interrupting people when they talk because I did a lot of plays in high school and like let the person say their line and then you say your line, like that kind of thing.
No, you're good, brother. Just you're good.
Yeah, like I started I went back in the day. I was with somebody else, but like now they went on their. Well, I'll go on eventually the story and tell them that part. But I was working with somebody else, and we started because we love independent wrestling, and we wanted to do like a pre and post show. And I knew somebody that was a wrestler. She is a wrestler. She's a manager. Her name was Foxy, and eventually, like, you doing pre and post shows for like Raw and SmackDown and AEW. Hey, another podcast friend. What's going on, man?
Yeah, looks like we got Crander Q in the house from Friends of the Squared Circle. Hey, Crander, how you doing, buddy?
Hey, man. Like, I got bored of just doing the pre and post show. I wanted to have somebody with us so we could talk to them and ask them questions about their experiences in the ring. And I messaged Foxy because she, as I jokingly call her, my wrestling bestie. Like, I've known Foxy since I lived on Long Island, and I was just a fan of NYWC. Like, they got me into the shows, and they really got me to like this business like so much. I want to know what goes on behind the doors without knowing the other half that but fans don't want to know. I just want to know the stories and the fun parts, like how they got the training, the starts, the family history. And Foxy came on, and just I feel like if you're watching this, Foxy girl, thank you so much for opening the door for me to wanting to do this interview style with these people that I call it my I told you it's less of an interview and more of a sit down hangout, like we're drinking a beer and eating wings and watching wrestling. A fireside. She mostly made me want this to be like a fireside conversation, less than an interview. Like, if you make it an interview, like, if you make it an interview, they're gonna get nervous, frantic, like think that you're gonna ask them questions that they don't want to. Just make it a fun thing. Like if you make it an interview, sometimes people don't want to be interviewed. Like they think that you're gonna ask the same questions that everybody else has asked them. Make it like we're at the bar, hanging out, eating wings, drinking the beer, just shooting the mess. You know what I mean? Just hanging out.
Right. And that's why I like to. That's why I enjoy talking with you, Joe, to be honest with you. And Crander, no shout out to me. I mean, you guys, it's I just wanted to present everybody because you all, like Joe, Crander, JD, Mike D, there's so many of you guys that I can shout out all at once. You guys are the real stars, not me. I just want you all to be recognized for y'all's hard work. So that's why I'm doing this. So no need to thank me at all, y'all. So that's all you. Sorry, Joe, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, it's okay, dude. That's good. That's all good. I'm just happy to be here. I'm happy to help you do this because I'm doing podcast month on the podcast also, and everybody's like, "Oh, you guys both are doing it." I've been doing it for 3 years, and the reason why I do podcast month is because my birthday is this month, and I like, people are like, "Oh, you want to get gifts?" I do, but this is my gift to you all by giving you a spotlight and a platform to be able to speak and tell your rise in the independent or wrestling scene, why you came into this thing, what made you choose independent wrestling, and why. Like me, I chose it because I have a family legacy, and also because I just love wrestling. I love and now that I interview the indie wrestlers, I love WWE because I was a little boy watching it, but I think independent wrestling is freaking fire right now. There's so much to talk about. There's so many different wrestlers. Like I've been watching this wrestler that I haven't even met or got a chance to interview yet, named Maggie Lee. She's phenomenal. If anybody in the chat knows about Maggie Lee, if you haven't seen her yet, oh my God, you need to go check her out. She is phenomenal. I think she's in the South. Maggie Lee. Like, definitely go check Maggie Lee out. She's a young indie wrestler on the scene. She's good. Oh my gosh. Danny Moe too. Danny Moe from Pennsylvania, another good one. Yeah. So yeah, that's the fun stuff about indie wrestling. Yeah.
No, I mean, I agree with you. Like independent wrestling, even working independent wrestling, I just worked a show last night, has been fired. I want to say since COVID, after COVID, I think everybody just got sick of being stuck at home. And they're like, well, what's going on this weekend? Oh, wrestling's going on. Well, let's go check it out. And I think it just grew from there. So yeah, all of pro wrestling is 100% on fire. I think it's a great day to be a wrestling fan.
Yeah, I was talking to another podcaster today that's from PA, like me, and we were talking about. It's like we were tooting Pennsylvania's like the a giant Pennsylvania bell. We were ringing it the whole time in the podcast. We're like, man, Pennsylvania has. Every other state would have been like this. Really, bruh. Like they were like, really? New Yorkers would have been like, Joe, you liar. You grew up in our state. How can you do this? And we were like tooting the horn of every wrestler from PA. So we have all these awesome promotions here in Pennsylvania. And I was like, not a lot of cities could brag that they have a member of the bloodline in their state running a promotion. Like we have Alpha Jr., a member of the famous Oahe head shrinkers, the son of the head shrinker, runs a promotion in Pennsylvania. That's awesome. Like I met him. Have you ever got a chance to meet Alpha Jr. yet?
Not yet. No. I haven't met any of the Samoan dynasty at all. I wish I have.
Dude, Alpha was really, at first he was very quiet when he met me, but then my dad, Papa Panther, stepped in and he kind of like told him about his dad and showed him a shirt. And it's like, he was like, oh, I can't have no time to do an interview right now, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, oh, no, it's okay. My calm energy, no, it's okay, dude, you're fine. He saw me, he's like, come here. And I was like, all right, what's up? And then he told me, let's do the interview. And then I was like, I think my dad's words got in his head about his father. And I was like, that's cool. Anytime I interview any of his students, I get like, it's almost like Roman, like with Paul Heyman. It's like every time he's like, oh, got to do this. Yeah.
Well, speaking of Philadelphia, everybody knows there's a well-known wrestling company that came out of Philadelphia, especially Pennsylvania, Philadelphia.
Yeah.
Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. That's what I'm trying to say. And coincidentally, I found this wonderful hat
that
I couldn't help but wear or decide to wear because I knew you was going to rep your state.
Yeah.
And just to help rep your state, I feel a little dangerously with this. If anybody gets my wrestling pun there, but no, I think Philadelphia is 100%, or not Philadelphia. Geez, Pennsylvania is definitely one of those states that has a great representation of professional wrestling. Philadelphia, especially, that's just the fighting city, and the city of brotherly love at the same time. That's kind of contradicting, but hey, it is what it is. But yeah, Philadelphia definitely, or not Philadelphia, geez, Pennsylvania definitely has a lot of independent wrestling around. Kentucky, Tennessee, Ohio, Indiana. There's a lot of pro wrestling in every state. You will need to definitely just check out your local area. You'll definitely find an independent show. Looks like JD from Mayhem Media is in the house. Hello, JD. How are you doing, my friend?
What's up, JD?
But yeah, I mean, I agree with you, Joe. Like you said earlier, pro wrestling right now is on fire.
And it's funny, they've been doing wrestling shows in where I sound like a child right now. I can't talk. So excited to be on your show.
I'm the same way right now. So
many crazy things. Like I found out they're going to be doing a wrestling show in a mall, in the Steamtown Mall, and I'm like, I got to find out this date. And I have not been to a wrestling show in a mall. Like, hey James, what's going on? Like,
James,
have you ever been to a wrestling or ran a show in a mall before?
Oh man, I don't know. Well, James Kendrick, he's a wrestler.
Hey James Kendrick.
James, have you ever done that? Unfortunately, let's see, parking lots, old Dollar Generals. You know what? No abandoned malls or in a mall. That's a new one for me.
Middletown, New York, they had a mall. I couldn't do the mall. I didn't even know. Because these people I know all get mad at me. They're like, how do you find your shows? I'm like, Instagram. I focus mostly on Instagram to find shows. And people are like, go to Mall of America. The first Nitro. Right. I actually watched that Nitro like a few weeks ago, that one on Peacock. And I was like, I'm so jealous. I'm so jealous.
Johnny Rexwell from YouTube is saying, can you guys talk about current active injuries in WWE, how that affects the storylines coming up? We'll talk about that, Johnny, towards the end, because I want to spotlight Joe a little bit here. And James Kendrick said, I've been to shows at flea markets. Yeah, that's a big thing.
I've heard flea markets too.
Around here.
Yeah, Middletown, New York, they did one, and these guys, I was at this place, like a fast food place up in Port Jervis, and he saw my shirt, and he's like, "Oh, we do a podcast. Do you know they did a show at the Middletown Mall?" And I told him, "Not at all." When did my dad was like, "Randy, you know about that?" I'm like, "No, Dad, I didn't know anything about that." And he goes, "How'd you not know?" I said, "I don't sit on Facebook face into screen like Jim Carrey staring into the hole. Like, I don't stare at my Facebook like Jim Carrey staring into the camera to find wrestling shows to go to." Like, but then my other friend says, you just go on Google and look up independent wrestling shows in your area. And that's not easy because they have some old shows from before COVID still on there, still on the list.
Yeah.
If you look that up, you'll get like 2017, 2016. I'm like, who's in charge of that? Did they die? Why is that not updated yet? Who's got the password to that? Change the list. Those wrestlers are either retired or probably already in the WWE. Come on. I have shows that I saw on that thing that was from that was in my area. It was from about 2 years ago for Christmas. And I'm like, who's in charge of that? Did they log out of their Google? Like, what the heck? How?
Oh man.
How did that happen? Like,
But brother, so I got a question. What would be kind of like your future goal for Dudes at Ringside Podcast? What do you want to see, or what have you set as a future goal for your podcast? Because I know you're interviewing a lot of people. You're on the ground like a lot of us are. So what would you want personally for your show to grow to?
I right now I'm happy where I am, but I want to make it. I like it's so hard to say this. I live in a small area where I live in Pennsylvania, and people kind of know about the podcast, but then I tell them, "Oh, you should subscribe," and they're like, "It's wrestling." It's like, did the body of your Wi-Fi just get disconnected? And you're like, but I would love the local to cable to find out about me, and I would love to have my episodes that I've had on from last year till the beginning end of March to now, maybe make it on the Blue Ridge channel to be on TV. You know what I mean? So the local people can know what I'm doing for your area. I don't mention Milford, PA. I don't. I'm from the Poconos.
JD's also in PA, so
I live in the Poconos. I live in the Milford area, Milford, Pennsylvania. I hate to give out more information because I won't be like, "Hey, I see you live in the Poconos." Hey, we have a cat visitor today. Oh, hey, cat.
Yeah, this is Saba, everybody. Saba, you can say hi or just keep sniffing me. He does this after every show. I come back home. I'm outside Harrisburg, is where JD's.
Oh, that's Harrisburg. That's near where the PPW shows are done, right? Yeah, I think it is. Between PPW and BPW. Man, my travels to PPW were so frantic yesterday, Joe. I thought I put the right address in. They sent me to Slatington. Instead of taking the Expo Center, my dad turned and we were like, "This is not the Expo Center." My dad's like, "You got the wrong address." So we actually had another address. We just had to go 3 minutes up the bus.
Well, I was traveling to a fair show last year before I quit wrestling, and it took me into this nice little cul-de-sac instead of the fairgrounds. So yeah, I've had that experience before.
I was like,
also had the experience of running out of gas coming from over in Western Kentucky, but that's another story for another day.
oh my god, yeah, but you would like the Slatington Expo Center because one half is just, I think I told you, one half is just like a expo, like a consignment shop.
Yeah. We was talking about that on your show.
Yeah, it's cool.
Before we started recording your show.
Yeah, and the other side is like a food court. So they have
right.
gyros, pizza. I just found out there's a lady that has empanadas and tacos. Which is,
Thank God I was on that first show. Yeah. Thank God you wasn't, James. Yeah. He knows what I'm talking about, and some of the viewers may know what I'm talking about. All I gotta say is Gas Can and Terry England, and people go nuts. They know what story I'm talking about. But man, that's good. I mean, you have helped. You helped so many people. So for you to be you being highlighted on this show, I don't think I give you probably justice to highlight you on the show. I think you need to be highlighted a lot more because you created a podcast chat that you recently just put me in, and we're all connecting with people. It's kind of like the round table that we have going on. And we're going to start doing that at least once a month. You're more than welcome to come on it.
I'm sorry if I missed it because I totally forgot the day it was, and I was just like, "Where are we?"
Actually, the logo's right there in the corner for those who are watching. It is called the No Sell Roundtable. So, Joe, anytime you want to come on, you're more than welcome to come on. But it's like I'm near the Pennsylvania Farm Show Complex. They don't do wrestling shows, though, I don't think, JD.
Oh, if you look up the Slatington Expo Center, they do a PPW show, does a show every month. Actually, they'll be Me and my buddy Jay Beans on the scene, aka Balor Club guy, we kind of both looked at each other and started laughing. We're like, no one's coming to this show. They're gonna be doing a show on Mother's Day.
Oh, that's nice.
I was like this, what mama's gonna want to be at a wrestling show unless she's a helper, like a mom, like a mother.
So my mother, I'm going to shout out my mama, Mama Monroe. How you doing, Mom?
Hello.
I got her. She was always a Fabulous Freebirds fan growing up when she was a kid. Because her and my grandfather, yeah, there you go. Yeah, Joe's got the strut going on.
I can hear the theme song in the back of my head because I was actually watching one of the Halloween Havocs that they were in. No, one of the war games.
Yeah.
I'm not going to sing the song and get you a copyright strike because I could hear the do.
You're good, brother. But you know, but they had a signing with Michael P.S. Hayes, and it had certified on it. And I'm like, I think I want to get that for my mom. It was either her birthday or Mother's Day. And dude, I kid you not, she turned into a fangirl like that. And I'm like, no matter, that just proves the point. No matter how old you are, you're still going to be a wrestling fan at heart. Like something, like if it was something close to you or something that just reminds you of a good time when it comes to the sport, you're back to that fan. It brings you back down to wrestling fan. And I think that's really, really cool that happened. Sorry, Mom. She's embarrassed when I say that story. But this is also the same lady that has only one of my few wrestling buddies I had made. Big supporter.
I would love to get one of myself. I just wouldn't want to use the thick boys because it'll be like outlandishly big on my face. You want to see the originals I showed you on the show when it worked with me? These are the original glasses.
Yep.
These are the original ones. The originals. You want to hear the story? I told it on the show with you.
Go ahead. Tell that story.
I am a person with a disability. I have ADD and ADHD. You would never know, but as I jokingly say, I wear a mask, so there's no sharks coming out attacking me. So around COVID, they had us at home, doing Zooms, and they sent us a Valentine's Day package, and those red glasses were in the thing. And when I started the podcast, I needed a look. I needed a gimmick. I remember wearing black glasses during my original show on Run. I had with my buddies, Justin, the Balor Club guy, and my other friends, Wrestle Talk US. And I wear red glasses because I was Ghostbuster Joe. So I got those glasses. I popped them on, and I didn't wear a baseball cap yet. I wore a fedora. Because I'm a big fan of Bray, and I'm also a fan of the Blues Brothers because they're cool. And I put the glasses on, and certain people were telling me I kind of looked weird, and it was a weird gimmick, doesn't look right, blah blah blah. So I just said, "Screw it." I'm Joe. At the time, I was Joe Panther, Joe Panther Jr. And I had it for a while, because I didn't see how these have the glare in them. They had the glare, so I just popped the lenses out, and then one day I was waiting for people to come in the room, and I just stuck the dots in the corners like a metal rod, keeping the glasses together. So it looks like a rod, but it's metal. It looks like the dots for like a paw print on each side of the glasses. Yep, and I just feel like everybody's like, "Oh, don't you think the glasses are a little gaudier out there?" I was like, it's different when you go to a show, as you saw pictures of me last night. When you go to a wrestling show with a blue blazer on and a pair of red glasses and a black baseball cap, people are going to ask who you are and why you dress like that.
You stand out.
What's that?
You stand out.
I do, but I'm also short. I'm like 5'1", so it's just like this little. What's this little peanut, little man? Little child boy wearing a blue blazer and a pair of red shades with a black hat, handing out these little black cards with QR codes on them. Looks like somebody Bray Wyatt hired.
Oh man, that's great. But Joe, I think you feel comfortable. What Johnny Rexville, you want to answer his question? Go over what he wanted. He said this earlier. Can you guys talk about the current activity injuries in WWE?
Yeah, there's some crazy injuries out there. Like
big one. Rhea Ripley's the biggest one.
Yeah, that's horrible.
Yeah, that one shocked me. I was like, "There's no freaking way." But that one, I was like, "Oh my goodness gracious! That's terrible because she basically just made that women's world title, and who else has been injured lately? That's about the only major one that I know of.
Anybody that I know Big E wasn't he supposed to announce if he was coming back, or they were trying to update on his injury?
I thought he did update and he said not anytime. It's probably over with because of his neck.
Wow.
But
he landed weird, right?
Yeah, he landed really weird, and it just I hate seeing, because personally, like, just being in the business still, I hate to see people get hurt like that, because I know the passion and drive it takes to be in the sport itself, and to be injured during that sucks. And to be sidelined and not be and sit at home and just not traveling all the time, that's got to take effect on people in general as well. But I mean, injuries are, people want to spread around the F word, and they
Johnny just gave us an update on everybody injured.
Thank you, Johnny. So Rollins is injured. That's right. That he's taken. I think he's got to have surgery, if I'm not mistaken. CM Punk is still injured. But he'll probably be back. I want to say SummerSlam. Drew got injured. When did Drew get injured?
Wasn't it at WrestleMania? Didn't he get hurt at Mania?
That could be it. Wow, I didn't realize Drew got injured.
And it's weird. The wrestler that had the PPW championship at the show has the same exact injury as Rollins with the knee.
Okay, so James Kendrick, thank you, James. He was cleared, but decided not to take the risk. Yeah, that's totally understandable. And for those who are watching, that's the list on who is out. Wow, that's actually quite a bit, and that's some of their star power there. That can. I hate saying it like this, but that could be an opportunity for someone to rise up and be able to showcase themselves. In wrestling, injuries, especially if you get injured, is a terrible thing, but it can also be turned into a good thing for those who are next in line to get a push, or who a company believes in pushing for the next star.
Totally.
But that can definitely change storylines drastically. There's one. Steve Austin's the biggest example with his neck injury, because of the Owen Hart incident. I'd hate to say that's another big one. So I don't know what they're going to do. I can't speculate what they're going to do. But I'm sure with the new Paul Levesque era that he's already got a plan. He's probably got a plan Z, to be honest with you.
Triple H is the type of person, he had so many plans, it's probably in a book already somewhere in his bedroom.
Yeah, so I don't think it was. See, Drew was elbow on a live show. Injuries are now something. Injuries have always been a thing to worry about. And I hate to say it, but James may agree with me. They kind of do happen like a domino effect sometimes. One person can get injured, and short time later, next person get injured. Whether it be WWE, AEW, or on the independent scene, it comes in like a domino effect. So, injuries are definitely something to worry about. Man, that's definitely what I think. Do I think the stories will change drastically? Possibly, but I can't speculate anything on that. We don't know until the next episode or the next show. So,
So do you think they're going to just hand Liv Morgan the championship, or do you think they're going to have her like win in a 6-man and then have like the next have her face in like a one-on-one match against somebody, one of the big people, and then she'll beat her?
If they're smart, how it used here I am. I'm probably sound like an old fart, but how they used to do it, they would do tournaments. So whoever wins in the tournament, final two, they win the title. That's the way to do it in wrestling.
I heard Battle Royal. I don't know why I keep hearing Battle Royal.
Now, if they do a Battle Royal, that's another way to do it. But if they really want to draw it out, they would do a tournament style, because I think tournament styles would be better than just a plain Battle Royal, unless they have it to where, there's qualifying matches for said Battle Royal, and it's only like a 10 women's Battle Royal or whatever the case may be. But personally, I think just doing a tournament style would be the safer bet. But the women's roster is stacked right now, so they could do like a Royal Rumble type. Who knows? That would be something interesting, but I highly doubt they'll do that since it's not the Royal Rumble.
Yeah, Nia Jax. I keep thinking Nia Jax is going to win the belt because they keep giving her that push, and then it's just like, no, come back. And like they take her back, like, nope, not today, no.
Yeah, I think I agree with you. I think Liv's very, very obvious choice, but Nia could be it. And personally, I think Nia deserves to be in the bloodline. That's just my.
I don't know why they haven't done that. They don't have any females in there, dominant females. We do have some dominant females, but what's her name? They just took one of the Usos out. That's his wife.
Mm-hmm.
So it made no sense if they took them both out. So they can't have a loved one in the Usos. The wife of an Uso in the bloodline. If the main one's not in it anymore, make it Nia Jax, because she's dangerous. She's scary, like big. I'd run away from her. I wouldn't.
Yeah. So yeah, I think it could change. There could be an interesting story that'll come out of it. So we'll see. I trust Paul Levesque. Yeah, Nia Jax deserves to be in the bloodline. Johnny agrees with us, so thank you, Johnny. What the heck? Hang on. Excuse me, Joe. I got an email. Does anybody else have any other questions for Joe here?
Yes.
I mean, he's internationally.
Anybody got any more questions? No one likes me. Send me questions. I'll answer your questions. I got
a question. What
people that
who's top three? Who would you say would be your top 3 interviews of all time?
Ooh, of all time, or just as of the end of March, just like all the way back? I would say
More busy. I'll give you that.
My number top 5. I'll give you top 5. My number 4. I'll go 5 to 1. So my number 5 have to be Jules Malone. Number 4 would be Cat Creed. Number 3 would have to be now former PPW champion, because I pretty much said he was going to win the belt, and he won the title the next day on the podcast. We announced it, and he won it. He won the belt. We gave him that push, the magic push, and he won the title at the show. Number 2, I would say the Rat Bastards from NYWC /VPW. And the number 1, my favorite episode I've ever done, would be my very first interview I ever done, would be Foxy. Yep. Favorite wrestler? Rey Mysterio. That's my boy, Mr. 619. Of course, I gotta say Rey Mysterio. And my grandfather somewhere is going, "You little son of a bitch." He's watching it, heaven, going, "Really?"
Or
all the dead wrestlers are going.
Or as some people remember him as Rey Mysterio Jr.
Yep, Rey Mysterio Jr. Oh, so everywhere, all the passed on wrestlers are going. Now you're never gonna shut him up. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, Joe. Does Joe have a favorite match type? My favorite match type?
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah. So, my favorite match type, I like the street fights. I like watching street fights.
Yeah.
Favorite match, street fight. Oh, it's going quicker than
Oh, it's doing that? The heck's going on here?
what's going on here. You froze.
Okay. Well, yeah, that was weird. You good? Are we good? Are we back?
I'm good. I'm here. I was reading the stuff. The original
Okay, yeah, that was
Mysterio.
weird. Oh, I didn't know that. Huh. See, Joe Panther, you're my first podcast ever. Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
James, yes, we know you're fond of street fights.
Oh, it's frozen. Oh,
No, that me, Joe.
oh.
Same on
No, I
Roller
got
Panther.
Yeah, I panthered. I panicked. I was like, I knew it. Every once in a while, I'm doing my interviews, I freeze, and I'm like, maybe it's my parents watching
Right.
Hulu upstairs.
Yeah, street fights are cool. I'm kind of, I hate to say this, I'm prone to kind of the extreme style. I like I like death matches and stuff. I respect the sport of death match wrestling because
My
my
dad
cousin.
wants to go to H2O on Long Island, and I told my dad the only way we can go to those shows is if I wear those big glasses. Those are the glasses to get in my eyes, and I go in with a poncho. Like,
I don't know too much about the original Rey Mysterio, JD.
I guess that must be his dad. I guess
uncle. I know it's his uncle.
Yeah, his uncle. Yeah.
Yeah. So
you can always watch that on the Peacock. They have the Rey Mysterio story. I think it's on there because
yeah, they do. No, I didn't know about him wrestling on the first Nitro. That's pretty interesting.
Now I gotta go back and watch it because I was watching the first Nitro. I didn't see Rey Mysterio.
Yeah, I'll have to go back and watch it.
Jushin Thunder Liger was it during that show too.
Yeah.
Joe, it was kind of funny watching him look Liger. He looks so goofy in that big mask.
Okay. Joe.
Yep.
So I do you follow me on Facebook, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so you know about a video that was posted about 2 weeks ago from we call him a lost young buck. We used to call him Dustin Diamond, but yeah. Oh, hang on. If you get a chance, ICW/NHB or H2O, go hands down best shows ever. Yeah,
H2O. I know of I don't know if James, you know of Lady Blakely. She was my first solo interview. You should definitely go back and watch it.
Really?
Lady Blakely is a great talent. You should definitely try to get her on your show. She is so awesome. I know she would have tons of stories for you. You can, and she doesn't have to. If you know, like some people get nervous about talking about random stuff. Lady Blakely, you should definitely check out. Randy West, another deathmatch wrestler. Jules Malone from Canada. She's awesome. I've never had the queen of the hardcore, Nikki. Is it Nikki? Nikki Thrash. I forgot. I think that's the Thrash. Nikki. I can't remember her last name in the ring, but she's another deathmatch queen. Like, whew, oh my god.
Have you ever had Mickey Knuckles on there?
That's what I want. I want Mickey Knuckles. I want Mickey Knuckles so bad to come on, man.
Well, we might be able to help out with that, Joe.
I want to get her because I had the what do they call that? The Mount Rushmore. I had Randy West, I had Jules Malone. I gotta add her to my hardcore wall of fame. I gotta have Mickey. I gotta get Mickey Knuckles. You know, I've heard from Randy West talking about someone throwing her into a bear trap. got it. Oh my God. I was like, they made a bear trap and she nearly broke her neck. She didn't know she broke her neck till she got back, went to the hospital, and they found something in her neck that was. She's like, "Were you like this?" And she's like, "No, my neck was straight. I just couldn't move it the right way." I was like, am I right, Joe? These professional wrestlers, they just destroy each other.
Yeah. So the referee, yes, the 100%. You need to have referee out on your show. You need to hit her up. She's really, really cool.
DM me on it. Tell them to DM me on Instagram. We'll make a date. We'll make a time. Like, there's so many independent wrestlers that I message that I never hear back from. Like, from the deathmatch scene and the regular scene. Like, I interviewed the wife of the owner of XPW. She was cool. She was really nice last year. I even had one of the original ECW girls on the podcast. Not Francine. That would be kind of cool. I had on Jasmine Sinclair. She came on the podcast.
Nice.
Jasmine, yeah, she was cool. She got a little political for like 2 seconds, and I was just like, bro.
Saba says hello. That's his
hello, kitty. See, meow.
There you go, Sabi. Everybody says hello, buddy. Sorry about that. He's a bit of a ham. And Clarkson, wrestler. Both of you. Oh, yes, sir. He said both of you. But Joe, if you don't mind, there's been a video that I've been avoiding for about 2 weeks. It was sent to me. As a friend of mine. Do you want to watch it with me?
Yes, let's go.
Let me see if I can share my screen here. So it was just sent on Facebook. So we'll play it here. If it'll play.
Up to that. Here lately, I have been doing some unexcusable things. I've said some very terrible things to Joe Monroe in recent memory. And that's just not acceptable. My dad raised me better than that, and that's not who I am. That's not who I want you to perceive me as. And I'm man enough. Hang on, let me check it. I'm man enough to admit when Jesus Christ. Joe Monroe! I should have never gone about it like that. I should have gone about it like this from jump. Now, for those of you who don't know, my name is Austin Diamond. I am the apex of excellence, the guru of greatness, the shaman of superiority. I am this, and I am everything that you have ever aspired to be, and then some. Joe Monroe. You know, I've been pretty open about it. I don't like you, Joe. I've never liked you. You came on my airtime to air your dirty laundry, Joe, and that's something that you just don't do. But you know, you say you've done your homework, and if that's the truth, then you should know better than to do what it is that you've done, Joe. You should know that when you're dealing with somebody like me, when you're dealing with the Diamond Cartel, we've always got a trick up our sleeve. But not this time, Joe. It's not up my sleeve. Oh, no. The trick is rather in my pant leg, because the trick is this. The trick is my trick knee kicking you in your ass, brother. Let me tell you something, Joe. You've done your homework. Let me tell you, I went out and I did mine. Here we have Joe Monroe with all of his fans. Boom, gone, nothing to me. Here we have the fat kid that nobody ever wanted to play with until he got his own platform. Shout out to the Joe Monroe Show, guys. There you go, Joe. Maybe now you can clear more than 2 viewers. Look at you, talking to all the people who supported you. Pow, nothing. But this one, I got to calm down just a little bit. I'm sorry. This here is a memorial piece, you know. Shout out to Mr. Monroe. Your granddad, 2008. You have forever embodied him on your body with this turnbuckle. And you know, that's commendable, Joe. I too hope that I can be more like your grandfather, because at least he doesn't have to see what you're out here doing. At least he doesn't know about how bad you truly have become. You know, your breath is bad. Your program is bad. Your talent is non-existent. His death was the best thing that ever happened to him, Joe. And truthfully, it's a shame you don't have more memorial pieces on you. I hope for your family's sake that they all burn up in a house fire so they don't have to claim you as their blood, as their brother, as their son, their grandson. I wouldn't want to share a last name with you. I wouldn't want to share a booth with you. I don't want to share a planet with you, Joe. You said there's nothing I can do to get you back in the ring. Go figure. You're a yellow-bellied, scum-sucking dog. I don't care about you. I don't care about your snot-nosed kids. I don't care about not a one of yous. That last name means nothing to me. It means nothing to anybody else, Joe. Let me tell you something. When you deal with somebody like me, you got to know that my money flows like wine, brother. My money is infinite. Joe, you've been giving me grief. You give my good friend Brandon T. Wilson grief. Don't think I don't know about you, Joe. I've got something for you, Joe. The clock runs on my time, baby. And I'll see you before you see me. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Austin Diamond. Diamonds are forever. I'll see you soon, Joe, and you can bank on that.
Hey, Austin. Diamonds upside down's a pussy. Joe, I got your back. Don't worry. You need someone to. If you can send me a plane, I'll definitely. I'll be your manager for that thing. I'll hit him in the knees.
I need a minute. That's
Yeah.
Anybody has any questions for Joe? If you don't, can you just? I just need it.
Joe,
Go ahead.
I'll take over. You could just go. Yeah, guys. So, like, if you have any, yeah, man, that was not cool. I find that messed up. Going after someone's family like that, like, I don't go that way. You wanna talk smack, Austin? That's what you are. A big fat diamond cutter style. Yeah. Yeah, guys, if you want to subscribe to my YouTube channel, the Joe Panther Variety Show, you can check it out. And we do a show every week. Here is what it looks like. Here we go. Here's the YouTube channel, the Joe Panther Variety Show. If you want to subscribe, the channel is always fun and it always. Here we go. Scan here. If you want to go check out the channel. When you subscribe, people, there you go. There you go. That's how you get to the channel. Screenshot the screen right now, everybody. I am almost at 1,000 subscribers. So just definitely go in and check it out. Have fun. Come hang out with me and do the Panther dance with me on the Joe Panther Variety Show on YouTube. We're live every week. I do a show with my buddy Rain called Ghost Head Nerd Talk. I do Twins at Ringside with my sister, but that's on hiatus for a while. I also do a show with my friend Sabrina, and it's gonna be fun. We talked to local independent wrestlers from the tri-state area, from New York, New Jersey, and Pennsylvania. Yeah, Sabrina is a backstage interviewer at PPW in Slatington, Pennsylvania. She also does a lot of other things. She's a good person. I love Sabrina. That's one of my best buddies. Trust her with my personal life. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, just definitely go give it a subscribe. It really helps me a lot. I'm almost at 1,000 subscribers. So if you guys want to go check it out, it really helps me a lot. Definitely just go do it. It really helps the Panther, the guy. I'm almost at 1,000 subscribers. So I'm at 939 in subscribers. So if you go in there now and give me a subscribe, I will be so happy and it will be so fun. Definitely go do it, people. Joe, welcome back, buddy. You all right? You better?
I'll be all right.
I don't.
Just,
Yeah. Yeah, the Instagram is Jude's at Ringside Podcast. You know, it's funny. It's sad. I interviewed a wrestler from Long Island, and me and my former co-host lost some reason lost the Wi-Fi, lost connection, both lost connection. Oh yeah, wait. At 9:40 now. Oh, you said it wrong. I'm at 9:40. 9:40. we need to get further up. We need to get. I'm like, wait, I lost that many subscribers? Oh God. Yeah, we gotta get the march to the 1,000 sooner. Let's go. Yeah. So you have any upcoming shows, Joe?
Yeah. Sorry.
Sure.
I'm happy to announce May 11th will AMW Appalachian Mountain Wrestling. We'll have a table set up there for their big show coming up. They have Ricky Steamboat coming in, so it's gonna be pretty.
Yeah, James. Have you ever thought of coming to the New York Wrestling Connection on Long Island?
Yeah, that'd be good for James. He's a good dude.
And James, you should also come to another one. Oh, cool. Definitely come check out PPW in Slatington, Pennsylvania. They do shows every other month. I think I still have the listing of shows for PPW. I those things, and you get like the list of the shows, and you're like, okay, I got to remember when this is. Even though I don't work for them, I just go to their shows because their shows are fun. Where is it? I had it. Oh, here we go. This is when all the PPW shows are.
Shout out to PPW, y'all.
Yeah, PPW Slatington, PA. Except for they except for the Mother's Day show. Again, I know there's mom wrestling fans, and there's moms that are like they go with their kids to the show because their kid is a wrestler. Like, yes, definitely. Yeah, Joe needs our back, man. That's not cool. Let's fight on with Joe.
Yeah.
Triple H attacks. Whoa.
What is it?
Triple H attacks Solo.
When?
It just showed a picture of Triple H punching Solo. Isn't today Monday?
No. There's nothing going on.
Oh. It was a picture of Triple H punching Solo. I don't know why.
That's probably a fake. Yeah, Joe. We'll probably need to wrap it up.
Well, if you guys want to check me out on Instagram, it's Dudes at Ringside Podcast. If you want to subscribe, it's the Joe Panther Variety Show. Joe, thank you so much for having me on the podcast. I really appreciate it, and hope everything works out, man. I'm so sorry for all the hectic stuff you just had to deal with. That guy's a jerk, and Upside Down Diamond's a pussy.
Yeah. Thank you all for tuning in. Hope you all have a great night and support professional wrestling. We're out.
You've been listening to the Joe Monroe Show with Joe Monroe. Don't forget to like and subscribe.